War drums are beaten. Duckland 1. Uncle Sam wants you to be part of the team, boys. Ariel Sharon's officially pronounced deceased. And the war drums are beaten. American in distress. Leviathan. What exactly is Leviathan? Excuse me, many people don't know. Many people don't care. I can see why. But these are things to consider that's pretty interesting. Now, the Leviathan and the Tamar and the Dalit oil fields, gas reserves, especially the Leviathan is the big daddy of them all, have enough energy reserves that Israel could be considered a member of OPEC once these are all online producing. Now the problem was in the beginning these were discovered around 2010 in that area. Noble Gas Energy Research out of Houston, Texas started developing these fields quite a long time ago. It was hush-hush for a long time, and a few reasons. Israel strategically couldn't protect this area. Now they can. I'll get into that in a minute. And also the disputed waters. Israel sort of just made their own maritime boundaries without any input. You know, I guess who makes these things? The World Court or the League of Nations or whoever. You know, I don't know. Who makes these decisions? But Israel went ahead and just made its own maritime boundaries. And Cyprus thought they should get a piece of the action. Now we see where Cyprus is right now. They're totally dependent on the EU for, well, financially. They just went broke. Had a lot of problems. But you know, Cyprus is a country that's divided into two parts. The northern part belongs to Turkey and was not affected by the financial catastrophe that struck Cyprus. Syria wanted a piece of the action for a while. They're now looking at Syria. Syria's in total disarray. It's chaos, mayhem. Lebanon, same thing. They don't even know who's in charge over there. So it's total chaos there. They wanted a piece of the action. Matter of fact, it was closer to their boundaries than anyone else as far as maritime boundaries, and Syria was sort of back in Lebanon, and we see where those countries are right now. There's Jordan over here. Okay, so Israel's taken sole possession of these oil fields and gas reserves, mostly right now by default, and even Egypt can't step in. They have, look at their problems they're having. So the whole area is in chaos, and one person is like the man in the middle, reaping the benefits. So the plan is, this is Israel and Turkey making a treaty, having a treaty. They've decided that they will have a gas line from these oil and gas reserves here that's going to shoot straight up into Turkey, probably some kind of pumping depot here in North Cyprus, that's Turkey territory, and up to Turkey and into the second largest market of the world for energy, and that would be the EU, European Union. So Israel, man in the middle. It's a good deal. Now this is the photographs and some. You can go on any Google site and get Leviathan oil fields off the coast of Israel. Find the history, read all about it. It's an interesting read. Now that Ariel Sharon's dead, this is going to play an integral part of the peace process. Now, of course, Job called the Leviathan he who makes the seas boil. There's a lot of good stuff in here. It's really coming out to, you know, on the front page news, and they can't suppress it for much longer. I mean, it's going to be worth billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars for Israel. Plus, Israel can import all. I mean, they'll have their own, basically never-ending supply of natural gas, so they can run all their energy plants on it. They will not have to have the nuclear plants if they don't want them. But you know, you're in a little country like Israel, surrounded by desert. You know, they're having water problems, not a lot of water. And if there is a conflict, man, you got all this you got possibilities of an all-out nuclear war. Now you got energy, but what else do you need to have? Food, energy, and water. Water is very important. Now this is the Leviathan oil fields. Everybody should look this up so to get some history. If you want to make some videos and sort of follow my lead, go ahead. You're more than welcome, because I think this is going to have a crescendo. It's all adding up. Now I'm starting with Leviathan, and I'm going to work my way back to sort of on this side of the globe here in just a minute. But American in distress again, American non-consumer. Now you got the oil fields in the middle of the Mediterranean. Now you better have some firepower to protect them. Okay. Now let's just go right here. I'm just going to read through these Google UL sites that you get on when you Google stuff. Okay, it's Germany sells Israel nuke-ready submarines. Israel gets 5th nuclear capable sub. Germany sells Israel nuclear-ready submarines. Israel has 80 nukes, and we sold them the Tomahawk missiles, where they retrofitted their own nuclear warheads and put on these submarines, and they can hold about 20 of them, something like that, 24. And so Germany and Israel have been working together. Now Germany sells a damn good weapon. Now they know how to make weapons. They can make cars and they can make mechanical shit like you won't believe. But they're really talented when it comes into the weapon department. High-tech subs. Now, what is a little country like Israel doing with nuclear submarines? Well, they're going to protect those Leviathan oil fields. That's what they're going to do with them. Okay. Germany and Israel and Turkey. Now, these are some unlikely allies. Look at Turkey's mostly Muslim now. They hate Israel. They hate America. They got nuclear missiles up there too. America's got there, and they're allying with Israel. Germany's allying with Israel. Hell, just 60 years ago they were cooking them in ovens. Now Saudi Arabia is siding with Israel, and if a Jew would even step one foot into Mecca, they would stone him to death in 1 second. So this is really these allies, treaties that are being set are just kind of suspicious to me. Now, Saudi Arabia, they're going to be right there with Israel. Because why? Well, America just made the largest arms deal in history, Obama, with Saudi Arabia. $60 billion worth of arms. We're going to make Saudi Arabia, and they've already taken delivery of a lot of this stuff. This is a pretty old, this is 2010. They've taken delivery, and they have most of these systems now. They already have it, Saudi Arabia. Look what they're doing in Bahrain. Nobody talks about that. Why are we funding all of these? We're funding all of this. America's funding it, and it's just the war drums are beating louder and louder and louder. I mean, you give some kids some big old firecrackers and tell them, don't light those off. Whatever you do, don't light those firecrackers off. What do you think they're going to do the first time you turn your head? They're going to be lighting those things off in a minute. Same with these weapons, man. They're just itching for a chance to use them. Saudi Arabia, Germany, Israel, Turkey, Leviathan gas and oil fields, energy. Now, you got all that. American interest. What else do you need? It's a fucking water. That's what you need. You might get thirsty. All this fucking conquest. Now, this is the Nubian aquifer here in the yellow. This is the largest reserve of water on Earth. Bigger than the ice caps up north, and more fresh. It's encased in sandstone, like 200, 300 feet thick. It's a non-replenishable aquifer. Can't be replenished. What's there is there, but it's the freshest water on Earth. And the good thing about this, if there was a nuclear conflict and you had all this fallout, guess what? This would still be safe to drink. Now look at this. We have Libya. Libya, chaos, gone. They were actually tapping water out of here. It was called the eighth wonder of the world, or something like that. Gaddafi. And they took his ass out, shut the water spigots off. We have Chad. They're in chaos, man. They don't know what they're ass from the hole of the ground. They don't know what the hell's going on in that country. We got them so screwed up. We got Sudan. Now, southern Sudan's having all kinds of problems. Northern Sudan, it's just, there's nothing there. We have colonizalized, and we're stealing the resources. All these countries are in there taking whatever they can grab. You know, it's chaos, but they know the water's here. Nobody's saying anything about it. Look at all that water. That's huge. Now, and of course, this is, boom, Chad, Libya, Egypt. This is Egypt right here. And we see what's happening in Egypt. You know, they don't know what's up or down. They're fighting and infighting and who's taking over, and we caused all of that. America did, and just like the man in the middle, like the man in the middle. And look at my, I'm pointing here. Let's go. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit here, see what happens. Oops, away. Okay, I'm pointing here. This is the tip, northern tip of the Nubian aquifer, and this is the Sinai Peninsula, and this is Israel. Now, you had a long enough straw, you could just reach right across here and drill in and have all the fresh water you can drink for 200 or 500 years. That's what they predicted, how much water is in this. Now, it cannot be contaminated from outside sources, chemical, biological, or nuclear. Nothing. Nothing. So, all you have to do is somehow sneak in and grab this when these guys aren't looking, because they're so chaotic and it's so much infighting that they're not paying attention to what's really going on. Like I said, a straw right across the Sinai here. It starts sucking the oil right away. That'd be nothing. Now, of course, and here's Israel. We got here's Cyprus right here, and we got the oil fields, energy fields here, which are worth billions and billions and billions and billions. This could possibly make Israel, a superpower here on Earth, this little tiny country. And you know, I just read an article a few days ago that they're going to give Palestine, I think it's going to be basically free energy from these gas fields, and that's a huge move, because right now the Palestinian people over there in that ghetto are really hurting for energy in the Palestinian areas, and you know, cheap energy. This may be the tip of their own little piece still. We'll see what happens. Huh? I didn't say anything funny. Serious video. American in distress. Duck out.